Okay, so now we're going to talk about some ways to get into just playing a basic swing pattern with brushes. Lots of ways you can approach this. The first way I learned in terms of the left hand sweep was with the circular pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But I think it might actually be easier to do sort of the more Ed Thigpen approach, where you're either doing a lateral, almost rectangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if that sounds a little interrupted and you want to have more of an uninterrupted sound like a circle, you might think about an elliptical shape, like an elliptical orbit. So I might do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But I'm going to show you what I first learned many, many years ago, which is the circle, which I feel is actually the harder of the two. And if you can master this, it will be easier to get the lateral and the elliptical orbit. Now, I have a ride cymbal, or this is a crash cymbal, but I have a cymbal here because one of the most challenging things I found with students when teaching this is you're essentially doing two different movements with each of your hands. You're doing this sort of circular movement, right? Like you're stirring a pot of soup while you're doing a vertical movement with the other hand. So imagine you're like stirring a pot of soup with the left hand and striking an anvil with the right hand. Sounds easy, but it's really two different motions and they have to line up rhythmically in the same place. So it doesn't have to be a ride cymbal, though I think that's nice. You could use just any surface and just practice doing a very direct vertical stroke. So I'm going to be doing just a straight up and down vertical stroke on the ride cymbal. So step one, we're going to get our ride cymbal chord notes going. Again, I'm doing straight up and down vertical strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the key is make sure to keep this going and isolate just the left hand. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to add in 4, beat 3. 1, 2, 3. Like we talked about last lesson, 12 noon is going to be beats 1 and 3, and 6 is going to be beats 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But the key is make sure that you're landing in the same spot on these vertical strokes with the right hand on the ride cymbal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. You don't want 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You want to make sure you're lining up. It's a subtle thing, but it will help you to really get the hands working together. Now, once you feel good about that, you can get rid of the ride cymbal and you can say, okay, I'm going to focus on just doing vertical taps here. Except the challenge is this. Your brushes are going to hit each other if you're not careful. So let's say I just say, oh, I'm going to hit in the same spot. 1, 2. Uh-oh. So practice this with the right hand. This is what I learned many years ago, and it's not the only way, but I think it helps. On beats 1 and 3, we're going to be around, let's say, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And on beats 2 and 4, we're going to be around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just doing taps here. You don't have to be too loud, just practicing that. Now, once you feel good about that, practice 1, 2, 3, 4. Add beat 3, 2, 3. Now, notice what I did with the right hand there. I went 1, 2, 3 to stay out of the way of the 1, 2, 3. Again, the first 3 beats, 2, 3. Rest, 1, 2, 3. Then do all 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're really trying to keep the brushes from getting tangled up like that, right? You see people's gnarly brushes, it's probably because they've had a lot of that happen. Now, one of the classic elements of the jazz ride pattern that we see on the ride cymbal is the skip note. 1, 2, skip, 3, 4, skip, 1, right? And all kinds of ways you can interpret that. Mm-hmm. But here's the other complication, is if we're doing the skip note, 1, 2, uh-oh, same issue, right? So what we do is we do 1, 2, skip. So we're going to bring it back to that position. Now, you could put the skip note anywhere, right? You don't have to always do 1, 2, skip, 3, 4, skip, right? But often between beats 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 is where the skip note is. So if I go 1, 2, skip, 3, 4, skip, 1. And notice how as I hit 1, I landed there. So 1, 2, skip, 3, 4. 1, 2, skip, 3, 4. 1, 2, skip, 3, 4, skip, 1, 2, 3, 4. And add that beat, or measure of 4 beats of rest afterwards to kind of reset. When you feel good about that, keep doing a full 4 beat or 1 measure cycle over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip, 1, Now, one thing that my teacher showed me many, many years ago, the first teacher I studied brushes with, was as you get faster in tempo, decrease the size of your circle. Because you can do that, but it's like, whoo! So he said smaller circles. This is where I think the Ed Thigpen mentality of doing the lateral rectangles or even the elliptical orbit. So I'm doing more of like an elliptical or. That's what Ed Thigpen does, right? With the finger on top. Right? But I think it's important to practice with the circle too, and just getting to that, use that soup stirring motion. So I'm going to do a smaller circle for this tempo. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Knows what I'm doing? 1. I'm still doing this circle, but I'm doing a much smaller circle. And then you're off to the races.